everyone, this is the Raniasha YouTube channel. Hope you like it.
Happy New Year, everybody! I'm back again with a new devlog on my Ranma FANGAME. I was supposed to do this devlog a long time ago, but I kind of lost the recording. So I'm doing this again, and what a fitting way to start the year by doing a new devlog on my Ranma FANGAME, the much anticipated Ranma Rise of the Phoenix Lord, which will be available for free on my personal website and not anywhere else, and it will be on the PC and the Xbox Series X and S. So in the previous devlog, we spoke about the voice actors who are involved within the game, and I also did a brief introduction on the game that I've been developing for a while. So this devlog will delve deeper and explore and highlight some chapters within the game's story mode, which features colorful 16-bit cutscenes which are mostly derived from the Ranma PC Engine games. But also, there are some original stuff there, especially in Chapter 10 and 11, which will explore the Musk Dynasty and the Phoenix Lord Saffron. The best thing about the story mode is the fact that it features fully voice-acted cutscenes in English, which was something that has never been done before in Ranma video games, with exception to Ranma Hard Battle, which included terrible voice acting, not in the cutscenes, but rather during the gameplay. Woof! So anyway, let's not waste any more time and explore the first chapter. Here is Ranma.
It all started 2 fateful
So
weeks
much
ago.
like
my
the
son.
manga and the anime, Chapter 1 follows Ranma and Genma's trip to China and their arrival at the Tendo dojo. We start off with Genma telling the Tendo family about his journey with his son Ranma to Josinkyo and how it led to the tragedy, which was of course Ranma and Genma falling into the cursed springs of Josinkyo. As stated in the first devlog episode, my good friend Rosuke Fode voices the guide in this game, and he also voices 2 other characters whom I cannot mention right now as they appear much later in the story, but let's just say one of them is a huge favorite of mine, and of many others. Ranma is of course played by Molly, who had previously voiced Ranma before in the Ranma motion comic dub, which I've done, I believe, 2 years ago. Man, how time passes. It feels like yesterday. But yeah, it's still getting views, and I'm very happy that it's still gaining views despite it being a few years old. So yeah, she reprises her role as Ranma, as male Ranma, and she did a really amazing job. As always, Molly also voiced Ranma in the upcoming All-Star Interview Show episode with Ranma Saotome, which will hopefully be made this year in 2025. So yeah, in the game, famed Ranma YouTuber DJ Clive plays Genma in this game, and he also plays other characters which you will see in Chapter 8, I believe, or Chapter 7. I'm not going to spoil who he plays other than Genma, but you'll be very excited to hear him. And then we are introduced to the first fight, which is Ranma against Genma in the lands of the Cursed Springs, Josinkyo. So, in the last devlog, you saw those old Street Fighter 2 HD life bars. I still use them here, but I've altered the color and have added some Ranma elements to it. So for example, as you can see, it looks different. I mean, it's colored differently. It's not yellow, it's another color. And when you win, a small chibi portrait of Ranma in his female form can be seen when you win. I may or may not change the life bar altogether, but we'll see. You never know. After you beat Genma as Ranma, you are met with a loading screen, which is basically to let the other assets to load, since this game is pretty big. maybe it's like 4 gigabytes or something or so. So yeah, and basically what you see, the cutscenes, they're not really videos, but rather they are image frames which are exported from videos in .pcx format. So yeah, it took me a while to bring these cutscenes to life in this video game due to how primitive the Akane Go engine still is. I have no idea why it's, why MUGEN and Akane Go still use PCX images to create these cutscenes instead of actually using MP4 videos or any other format. It takes a bit of time and size for the thing to load, but it looks good for what it is. So when you're done with the first match, you'll see the aftermath, which is, as you can see here, with Saotome Tendo talking about the tragic legend of the Cursed Springs of Josenkyo and how it is mysterious and impactful. And of course, Saotome Tendo is played by Daniki. I'm gonna spell the name on the screen for you to see, and you could follow their work on Casting Call Club and check them out. And of course, female Ranma is played by AS Voice Acting, who is Annalise. Annalise is very talented. She not only lent her voice for female Ranma, but she also voiced Hinako, 2 of her forms actually, her kid form and adult form. And to be honest, she has amazing range. Next up, we see the cutscene, which is about Ranma and Akane's first day of school together in Furinkan High School, much to Akane's chagrin, as what is not shown in this game is the encounter they had when Akane stumbled upon Ranma while he was in the bathroom taking a bath in his male form, which obviously caused a major scene, which had Akane scream in terror and grab the dining table with her bare hands, and to paraphrase what she said, she wants to drown him in the bathtub. And then it cuts to Nabiki talking about the fact that Ranma and Akane are going to school together with her. Nabiki is played by Kei, or Cam, an up-and-coming voice actress. She has lent her voice for many roles despite her being new into this world of voice acting, but yeah, she's very talented. She sounds almost very similar to how the Costain sisters used to sound like back in the Ocean dub of Ranma 1/2. And Akane is played by Akaru. She has done a lot of roles before, but this is her first time working with me on a project, and to be honest, she's very impressive. I loved her portrayal of Akane so much, as she not only conveyed the softness of Akane, but also the fury of the character, which was previously displayed very well by Mariam Saroy. So yeah, I'm actually very impressed that she was able to capture both sides of Akane. So as we finish from the scenes that are focused on the Tendo Dojo and the Tendo household, we cut to the streets of Narima as Ranma and Akane are bickering as always. They talk about their engagement really, as both of them have mutual disagreements with each other about this engagement thing. Afterwards, they suddenly stop by Furinkan High School and they are met with the students from the sports club, and now we see the karate student who is played by Mr. Puck and the boxer who's played by Usagi the Killer. Both of them did such an amazing job. Both of them I've met through Ranma Discord servers, and I'm very honored to join all of these servers, and all of these servers have their unique and interesting things about them that makes it so special to me. And now, as Akane and Ranma fend off the students, we cut to one of my favorite characters, and I never get tired of introducing him. He is the rising new star of the high school fencing world and captain of the school's kendo club, the Blue Thunder of Furinkan High, Tatuwaki Kuna. And he is played expertly by Dylan Christmas, who had previously voiced a lot of characters for me, such as Shang Tsung in the Street Fighter Mortal Kombat crossover series, Akuma Ends the World. So this cutscene plays out the same way as what we saw in the manga and the anime, when Kuno issues a challenge to Akane And then he notices Ranma next to Akane and proceeds to ask for his name. Kuno, being the idiot that he is, feels that he has authority over Akane and whatever she does in her life for some reason, just because he is her upperclassman. Without waiting for Ranma to say his name, Kuno introduces himself. So then, being that he is a smug, overconfident guy, he does his dramatic introduction.
The high school fencing world. My peers call me the Blue Thunder of Farinkan High.
And then Ranma proceeds to introduce himself, saying that he lives in the Tendo training hall. Then Kuno gets very angry and says he shall never allow this travesty of justice. And then Ranma says his name and does the whole introduction, and then we proceed to the second fight.
Saotome School of Anything Goes Martial Arts. My name is Ranma Saotome, and I accept your challenge. Show me what you
I,
got!
Tatawaki Kuno, shall bring you to justice!
We cut to the second fight of the game, which is Ranma against Tatawaki Kuno outside of the school. And my goodness, I don't know how many rounds I set this fight as when I coded it in, but yeah, it feels so long. But honestly, I feel like it's worth it because it's the only chapter that would focus on Kuno, and then we will not see him ever again, unfortunately. So after you defeat Kuno, it cuts to a cutscene I actually did from scratch. It's like an in-game cutscene of sorts, which I recorded and edited on Adobe. And yeah, this is due to the fact that there is no cutscene available, which actually shows the aftermath of the Kuno fight properly. So I had to make do with what I have to make it as accurate to the manga as possible, in spite of the limitations I had. This will be the last chapter of this devlog, which is chapter 3, everybody. Ryoga Hibiki. Much like the anime and the manga, it focuses on Ryoga Hibiki, another favorite character of mine, and he's played by Ranma, whom I spoke about in the first devlog. And yeah, he still sounds as amazing as ever. Of course, I have a long-term working relationship with Ranma, and he's a good friend of mine as well. He had previously voiced Ryoga in 2 or 3 projects actually, and one of them is lost forever, unfortunately. I can never recover it. It's where I voiced male Ranma and he voiced Ryoga for me. And also, he voiced Ryoga in the All-Star interview show. He's also famous for his Ranma Bridged series, which had gained a massive following actually. Sadly, he had to stop it due to copyright reasons. So anyway, and then it cuts to Ryoga seeking the whereabouts of Ranma Saotome, his rival and former schoolmate. He sees a bunch of farmers and he gets to talk to them, and one of the farmers is played by Steampunk Jones, who's famous for his Vegeta and other Dragon Ball Z impressions. And he honestly did a really cool job as the farmer here. He gave him that country accent, which was very prominent in those Ocean Dub episodes of Ranma 1/2. And then we cut to Ryoga finally arriving at Farinkan High School, and he confronts a student who is played by a good friend of mine, Master Cell.
Ranma Jedi Dandy got him so f***ed up he wake up dreaming of niggas.
Who is a rapper and anime reviewer, and I've collaborated with him a lot over the years. We became friends due to me accidentally stumbling upon his Ranma live viewing at the time. Since then, we've worked on many projects together, mostly live action projects. This is actually his first voice-over role. He did a really good job at voicing the student, despite it being very brief.
Where is Ranma Saotome?
Saotome.
Man, Ranma is such a jerk. He's just bullying and messing around with Akane at this point. But yeah, it's all in good fun. Whoa! Oh wow! As you saw, Akane did something this time. In case you don't know, in the anime and the manga, Ranma evades Ryoga's attack on his own a few seconds before almost getting attacked by Ryoga's umbrella. But in here, instead of him evading the attack, he is instead rescued and protected by Akane, which is amazing. It makes Akane such a helping hand for Ranma. Like, wow, it gives her something to do. It makes me very happy to see Akane being portrayed in such a strong way, and I really like it. So yeah, it's a bit different than what actually happened in the manga and the anime, but yeah, it's a refreshing change and I like it. It makes Ranma and Akane's relationship ever so strong, despite them just meeting each other in the last chapter. What do you guys think? And then Ranma and Akane bicker again, and this time Ranma is at fault here. Akane tried to save you, and now you're complaining? Yeah. Ranma is still a jerk, but I still like him.
You haven't changed at all. You're still good at running away. Why did you run out on our last fight?
Wait, fight? Do you know this guy, Ranma?
Wait. I remember. You were in my class at my old school. You're Ryoga Hibiki. Yo! How's it hanging?
Just answer my question. Why didn't you show up to our fight?
But Ryoga, I waited for you at the agreed place for 3 days.
Yeah, but when I got there on the 4th day...
See, I told you he's a jerk. He's even making fun of Ryoga's bad sense of directions. Poor guy, poor guy. He doesn't deserve that kind of treatment at all.
Get ready, Ranma!
Show me what
I
you
won't lose!
So, we come to the third fight, which will be the last fight of this video. Sorry, the video just went on too long, and I just wanted to give you a teaser on how the cutscenes look like. But I promise you, I will be uploading most of the cutscenes very soon in a compilation of sorts as we approach the release of the game, which is of course around 2025. I haven't decided on the actual like month or date yet, but hopefully it will be soon. I'm still fixing some stuff here and there. So yeah, we go to the fight between Ranma and Ryoga, and Ryoga is really strong. He has a diverse moveset, even some techniques that he developed over time, which are the Shishi Hokodan and the Bakusai Tenketsu. So yeah, he has those techniques very early on in this game. And I believe this fight is 3 rounds. These rounds, you know, they might be adjusted. I haven't like decided yet. But yeah, if the fights take too long, I will actually either shorten the health meter or I will just make it 2 rounds. So yeah, after Ranma beats Ryoga, we cut to the aftermath.
Take that! Akane! Look out!
I told you, do not talk to me. We're strangers, okay? Huh?
The feels, it's coming back to me again. I saw it recently in the Ranma remake, and now I'm seeing it right now here in the game and the devlog, and and man, it breaks my heart to see Akane losing her long, luscious hair. Yeah, originally this cutscene came off as more humorous, but I have decided against it and made it a little bit more serious, just like how it was played out in the 2 anime shows and the manga. This sort of thing was kind of a transitional period for Akane. It was kind of a coming of age sort of thing, as the reason why she grew her hair long was so Dr. Tofu would fall in love with her. Of course, Dr. Tofu is the family doctor of the Tendo family. So this was the Ranma 1/2 Rise of the Phoenix Lord second devlog, which explored some parts of story mode. Episode 3 will focus more on the features that the game has, such as arcade mode, such as tag team mode, the Ranma Museum, and the events mode. So I hope you enjoyed this second episode of the Ranma 1/2 Rise of the Phoenix Lord devlogs, and I hope you enjoy the next one I make. So this has been Raniasha saying, have a nice and peaceful day. See you later, bye on the next one.